Welcome back, everyone. 16 minutes after the top of the hour now. Every American's right to bear arms may take a major hit today as members of the United Nations are expected to finalize an International Arms Trade Treaty, ATT. Its intended purpose is to limit the transfer of guns to terrorists and dictators, but our next guest says it's poorly worded and poses serious risks to people right here and their Second Amendment rights. Pennsylvania Congressman Mike Kelly joins me now this morning. Good morning to you, Congressman.
Good morning,
Good to see you in person.
Good to be with you.
Thanks for getting up so bright and early.
No, that's okay. I'm up early all the time.
Well, glad to hear it. Hope you're watching us. Let's talk about what this ATT is. Describe it for us.
Yeah, well, thank you, because a lot of people tell me, say, why are you concerned about the phone company? I said, this has nothing to do with the phone company. This has to do with an arms trade treaty that's being crafted at the United Nations. And we're sitting at the table, by the way, with people like Syria and Cuba and Iran, making a policy that's going to affect the way we operate, and the way we trade in our arms. This takes care of everything from revolvers to F-16s. It's flawed from the very beginning, and that if you were to go look back, Secretary Clinton says, as far as gun policy, we have the gold standard. Now, my question is then, why would the United States of America, the greatest defender of freedom and liberty, ever go to the table with countries that have a pretty bad track record of defending freedom and liberty, and all of a sudden allowing somebody else to determine what our trade policies will be? It's bad. It's bad for our friends and our allies. They're going to start to wonder, is the United States going to be there when we need them? Are they going to change their policy? Am I going to be able to look to the United States as I have in the past for help? And the question really leads to a lot of bad things.
Okay, so two questions that I have. Is it the fact that you believe that it's naive to think that we can trust these other countries? And the second part of the question is, what does it mean for people back here, private firearm owners?
No, listen, I don't think it's not only naive, it's dangerous. Anytime, again, as I said, when we go to the table with people that don't have a good history, and we go to the table with dictatorships and tyrants and say that we're going to come up with a policy that the United States, by putting pen to paper, we will follow, the other people will not. That's bad. And the United States, we are protected by our Constitution, our amendments, to do certain things. The right to keep and bear arms is there. Now, this has dangerous implications down the road, and those that were there say, oh, no, 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 you're pushing something that's not really there. I'm saying, no, I'm not. And the rest of the country knows that. We have 220-some co-sponsors on a piece, and also 34 senators are saying, no, we don't want to go with this.
What are the fears?
Well, the fears are that all of a sudden you lose your sovereignty. You lose your ability to determine for yourself, for your country, what your policies are going to be. We're going to be talking about things like registering guns. Now, this information could be out there for the whole world to see. I don't know that we need that. I think that sometimes we go way beyond the pale when it comes to being part of the world. We do the best job of protecting people everywhere. We're the first responder anytime there's a tragedy, anytime there's a disaster, anytime there's an assault on freedom and liberty. So why should we cede to the United Nations our ability to govern ourselves?
Congressman, let's say that this passes at the UN today. By all accounts, it probably will. Then what can Congress do? Well,
first of all, the Senate, of course, has to also ratify that. And right now, with 34 senators saying no, they don't want that to happen, it makes it difficult. Also, if it does go to the next step, then Congress would have to pass legislative laws that would fund any type of involvement we have in it. So we control the purse strings. We could limit that. But again, Gretchen, I'm telling you, this is a very dangerous treaty. And we continue to do silly things thinking that somehow, by having a treaty, it's going to make the world safer. My goodness, if that's all it was, why isn't it safe right now?
If you're interested, stop the ATT, attpetition.com. Congressman Kelly, great speaking with you this